And we're live. And welcome to our first episode of our podcast, Insert Token Podcast number 1. This I'm Token. I play video games such as RPGs, shady Sonic games, and I tend to play fighting games here and there when I feel like it.
All
Guys,
right. Don't everybody talk at once.
Hey, how you guys doing? This is London. I primarily play on PC, but I have an Xbox One as well, uh, PlayStation 3 as well, and that's pretty much it.
All right. I am Mixed Methods, aka Mixed. I am one of the Dustloop super mods, so I'm obviously involved in the Anime FGC. I also play RPGs, strategy games, a little of everything, just mostly not shooters. Um, and I'm actually pretty new to gaming, and I am the token female for the moment. Hi.
Hi, I'm ZFresh Benoit, aka ZFresh. I play MMORPGs to PlayStation. I'm also a speedrunner of some sort in the Twitch community.
oh yeah, I speak run games too, but I forgot. I do those.
You
What?
forgot that thing that you do. Good
I
job.
do
He,
those.
play, he plays shitty Sonic games.
Yo, you can't get enough
Wow.
of Sonic 06, but that's the game. So, just get a quick rundown of what we're talking about today. We're gonna be talking about PSN and Xbox Live, about PSN going down, how many times it goes down. Because I had an argument on Facebook today about it. Is PlayStation Plus worth the asking price, along with Xbox Live? Opinions on the games being released thus far on both platforms. We'll also be talking about the Xbox exclusives being delayed and what does that mean for Xbox One owners, especially with the Grand Slam that's coming with the PlayStation lineup this year in 2016. Is console exclusives worth buying a console for? Activision acquiring MLG for 46 million, and what could this mean for the future lineup and current lineup? Gonna have a few things about Street Fighter 5 or what people think about the game. We're gonna have talk about Assassin's Creed, where there's a rumor going around that the game might be delayed from until 2017, skipping 2016, and if that slowdown is needed. And then we're going to be talking about games in 2015. So we're going to start with PlayStation Network. Yesterday, the network went down for about, I want to say 4 hours, even though a lot of people blow it up for something more. But with the network going down so much, is it worth PS Plus, paying for PS Plus $50 a month for a service that constantly has issues and has shown that it hasn't upgraded since the PS3 days, which currently people on PS3 are playing for free, but PS4 players have to pay.
Hell no! I said this from the beginning that ain't no point in buying, paying for PSN. Like I don't see the point. The games lineup that you get isn't even that good. Uh, and you're playing to play on the internet. And PSN to me is even worse than Xbox Live because at least Xbox Live you get dedicated servers for the most part. So you plan to play on peer-to-peer servers for the most part. That's terrible.
Is there really anything left to say in defense of like PSN at this point? Seriously? Can we defend it? I'm not going to try to. Um, It's one of the things that keeps me off of making the switch to PS4 and joining PC Master Race is I'm not paying for that. It's too much money and it's too unreliable. Like I do think it's funny that we all fell for the it'll be back on the 7th hoax.
Right. Another
But it
thing
does
too.
speak to the fact that it gets DDoS enough that we believe it.
I mean, there's nothing really you can do about DDoSing. I mean, you get DDoS, you get DDoS, but these issues are just they're happening too frequently with them. But that's not my main issue. My main issue is it should have been free to begin with. They're still kind of learning how to do this. As far as the internet goes, Xbox has been doing this since when did they start? The original Xbox had it, right? So
Right,
PlayStation
Xbox
had
is
it starting
used
at
to ripping you
PlayStation
off.
3. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Xbox is just ripping you off, but at least Xbox has it down a little bit more. They understand how to do this a little bit better, so they happen to have less issues because of it. So
I mean, it's sad but true.
I would say that Xbox learned this lesson because they tried to bring that pay to play your own games online on your own internet connection that you're paying for on the PC, and PC players wasn't having that because the games for Windows Live they try to bring that over and make people pay for it.
fail.
So PC gamers is like, nah, we're not paying for it. Hence why it went away.
And another thing about that too is they could make it a little bit more appealing, and especially the PlayStation. They got this PlayStation Now service that they're about to offer. You mean to tell me that I have to pay for PSN and this that you can't make it so that if I have a PlayStation Network account that I get a discount for PlayStation Now? Because that would entice me. Now I can look at it and go, well, you get all these older games that you can stream to your machine, as well as these free games, as what quote unquote free games as well. Now that makes it a little more enticing, but they're not doing that.
Yeah, if PlayStation Now was included with PS Plus, then maybe.
Or at
But-
least a discount.
But at the same time, um, the PS Now selection isn't that great, and even if you do use PS Now, the games have input lag. So like, if you try to play anything that requires Twitch reactions, it's not working out for you.
True.
Whatsoever. But what do you guys think about the Xbox Live price? Because as we all know, if I'm still aware of it, Xbox Live is actually $60 a month, $60 a year.
Yeah, but how are you getting somebody to buy an Xbox One?
There's the challenge.
Honestly,
I mean, it's worth it, but first convince me to buy the Xbox One. Sell me on that, and then sure, $60 a year is reasonable. Like PSN just seems complacent. They've pretty much won what they wanted, I think, out of the console war. The majority of people are going to be on PSN. It's what it is. What it is. Xbox is no longer an international console. Here we are, but they still haven't figured out how to. I don't think they're dealing with the threat of PC very well.
I think PlayStation is more like because of the game lineup they're gonna have this coming year, especially. That's why Xbox One is not making that much sales.
Yeah, well, the Xbox, they shot themselves in the foot early. E3 really killed them. They put all their bets into into the Kinect, and that didn't work out. And once that happened, they were stumbling from there. And then the second thing is, if you really look back at even the Xbox 360, the exclusives, when you compare exclusives to Sony to that's another issue that they've been having. And the big reason why Xbox 360 was so popular was because of its online. And its online was so good, and it got people together. It was revolutionary for its time, even though PC was already doing it. But it was revolutionary for a console, and that's what really pushed it ahead. But now that Sony's able to do most of the same stuff, people are falling back to what they know, which is Sony. Most of us grew up with Sony, with PlayStation, the original one, all the way up.
I honestly doubt there's anybody that's gonna buy Xbox One because last Black Friday, I went to a Best Buy. All PlayStation 4s are sold out, and I saw a whole wall of Xbox Ones.
Yeah, if you go to the Xbox group, they'll tell you the exact opposite. Like you had Next Gen 720 make a video about the Xboxes being sold out. At his stories talking about Xbox One this holiday season, and then
I mean, it's not about whether or not it's a good or a bad console at this point. It's about who has the market. So Sony can keep jerking us around, really, because what are we gonna do? Well, switch to PC, obviously. Um, One thing I really dislike about PlayStation Network is if you're switching to PS4, particularly if you're a fighting gamer, is you're gonna be locked to one account for online, which means no more alt, which sucks, frankly, because a lot of us play on alt. And all of a sudden, the only way you're going to go online to play your fighting game is on your main account. I can't remember the last time I played a game online as Mixed Methods. I use that account for commentary or, streaming or whatever. I don't use it to play people at this point.
well, you could just pay another $50.
Oh yeah, because I totally got that. Like, you want to sponsor my alt? Like, yeah, I mean, sponsor my alt token and we in there. Or you can pay for, my professional handle. But yeah, I mean, that's also a thing. Like, if I'm on Mixed Methods, I'm probably busy. If I'm on my alt, it means I actually get to game with my friends or something. I mean, and that's something where I feel like Sony's really. That's something I'm like, and this is just something that concerns me, is I've never heard the fact I'm a woman in gaming. So there are times if I'm on an alt, people don't know. And they might find out later, but a lot of times when I play, of course, I have my mic off because I don't want to talk to you. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm going to lose that. If I come on and I'm Mixed Methods, then I'm automatically, a female gamer to most people. That sucks. If I'm on an alt, I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to give up anything. And that's not just me. That's a lot of people who are in any minority category that gets hit with slurs in the FGC. If you only get one account and you go with your name, congrats. Like, people will know which insults to fling at you.
Yeah, that's true. And sad too.
Which is true because you can have a debate with somebody on Facebook and beat them into the debate. And instead of them saying, you know what, I lost, they will personally attack you. They'll go to your profile, find something on your Facebook or find something in your pictures to personally attack you.
Oh, they don't do that with me no more, cause I will fry somebody.
Nah, I fired some dude the other day, and I think it was like yesterday or something like that.
I made Dorian message me to tell me to stop.
Like, dude,
Dorian bump ass and bang bang.
Yeah.
But even if you won, look at the time you lost. I'm just saying, I want the freedom to be able to log on, get online on any account. I'm paying for PSN anyway. I've bought the games. Let me have my alt. Let me just screw around. Like, let me have a chill handle where nobody has to know.
On top of that, if you actually happen to get banned on PSN Network for whatever reason, if you have any digital games, you get locked out of those too.
Oh God!
Because remember when that happened to Heart 8? He got locked out of his account. Somebody.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Because he said something about Xbox and they went and flagged the shit out of him. and he lost access to digital games that he paid for. They take those away from you.
They will, yeah. You're renting. By their eyes, you are renting.
Which is an interesting. I think there are a lot of issues that, yeah, this is an issue. This needs to be discussed. It has been discussed, actually, to some extent. But PS4 hasn't taken over yet. And if and when it does, I think all of this is going to bubble to the surface and explode. But right now, how many of us are on PS4? I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not either, so.
I have to be honest, my overwhelming interest in PS4 comes down to Street Fighter V. So, yeah,
Which you could also get on PC.
on PC, yeah, which is very likely, to be what ends up happening. So, I'm just saying, PSN has a bunch of issues, but until there are enough people on, until we all migrate to PS4 and it actually takes over, when are we gonna deal with it?
Right.
I'm technically on PS4, even though I only turn it on to play Final Fantasy 14. Because I have a lot of games on PS4. It's just there's nothing to want to play on it. I brought Unless You Borrow, that's a fan service game, so I was like, I don't want to play this. Brought The Crew. Stopped. I immediately lost interest when the game was you have to always be online.
Yeah, that's a huge problem.
You can't play the game offline. Why? If I paid you $60, I paid $30 for the game, but no, $20. But even still, if I brought the game, why am I forced to be online? That's just my same issue I had with Need for Speed Reboot, which is why a lot of people didn't like it. If I'm playing
Glad I didn't get it.
If I'm playing a campaign game, why am I being forced to have to be online? So PSN or whatever goes out, I can't play those games whatsoever.
And that's lame.
I think the reason why they want you online is to make sure you're not cheating or trying to hack and shit.
I mean, in the end, it doesn't matter why. It didn't work for EA. It's not going to work here. It's a serious problem.
Even on that note, if I'm playing single player, because I don't like playing online like that, if I play single player, why do I have to be online?
Right. If you want to hack and cheat offline, that's your own personal business.
But I shouldn't be forced to have my PlayStation connected to online to play the game. But off of that subject, I also brought Final Fantasy Type 0, which was okay. And I was like, I'm not really going to finish this. Put that aside. Watch Dogs was ass. Omega Quintet was whatever. What else? I have Resident Evil Revelations 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, Metal Gear Solid, Ground Zeroes, and Witcher 3 that I can remember offhand. And I haven't actually been bothered to play any of those. I want to finish Witcher 3, but I want to play it on PC.
Real quick, please tell me you guys saw the picture I just put up.
Nice.
What the fuck?
Exactly.
Drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs.
Yeah, PCs we're behind apparently on PC.
If the game is on Windows 7, which is what most people are running at this point, is between either Windows 7, Windows 8, or Windows 10, which means if the game can run at 7, the game can run it on Windows 8 and can run on Windows 10. How is it behind? But then again, that's anybody from Bang Bang is fucking retarded anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
That's one of the most retarded statements I've seen on there.
There's been another statement about The X and DirectX means for Xbox. I saved that. I saved that piece on my phone of him being VAT retarded.
Well, speaking of Xbox, Scalebound got delayed.
Oh yeah. So Scalebound and Scalebound got delayed until 2017 at least. On top of this morning, that Crackdown 3 is going to be multiplayer only.
Now, was
until
that confirmed?
yes, that is confirmed. Multiplayer
Oh my gosh.
only until 2017.
What the fuck? I thought it was
What?
I thought it was just gonna be for a certain, like
No,
give you the multiplayer first to test it out type thing, like a
no,
beta.
no. The game is based from what I. Let me look this up before I say anything that somebody might call me out. So let me actually look this up. Let me do what Xbox don't do.
Be nice to Xbox.
Windows 7 is the smallest version of Windows. What does that mean?
Okay, so from what people were reporting from Games Radar, I'm just gonna go for that. So Crackdown 3 is basically two games. The game is coming out in 2016 in the summer, but it's just the multiplayer portion. The single player portion comes out in 2017. So basically what you're saying is that you're doing a multiplayer only game. You're gonna add the single player in later, but by the time you add it in, nobody's gonna be wanting to play the game. Like, what sense does that even make?
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. Like, I'm just curious of what this means for Xbox One owners, because now they are down to 3 to 4 exclusives for this year.
Yeah,
Forge.
they're dwindling down on those exclusive.
Compared to, I want to say, 20 on PS4. Unless you don't count JRPGs like most of the people. But, yeah. I'm just curious of what this means to Xbox and whatever. And y'all can have the floor. I'm going to entertain this.
I just feel sad.
But I said this earlier that Microsoft doesn't really have that many exclusives to begin with. A lot of them are going to be these new IPs. Quantum Break, I'm hoping is good. That Quantum Break is one of the reasons why I still hold on to my Xbox One. I'm praying that's good. I like the concept of it. So it's one of those, you know what? I'm going to give that a shot. But if Quantum Break flops, this Xbox is gone.
Right, and that's why I'm sad. There's not, I feel like, a lot to still hold out hope for, but that was something. I mean, it's not even necessarily in this case Microsoft's fault, but it looks embarrassing. It's bad.
Yeah.
Have fun selling people on the idea of an Xbox.
Yeah.
And for the record, I don't actually hate it. Like, I actually when I got back into gaming, there's a 7-year-old kid across the street that I played with, and he has an Xbox. And he has an Xbox 360, and it's a fun console. It's a great console. I mean, yeah, the games I primarily play are not Xbox exclusive, so I've never had a reason to get one. This is not changing my mind.
And I agree. The Xbox One has, I mean, I was listening to another podcast earlier, and it's like, what does Microsoft do from here? Like, if you're Phil Spencer, what do you do?
I mean, the radical idea would be to actually challenge Sony in their online service, like, strongly, but that would require unfortunately, them to actually get fighting games back on Xbox, because I just know from my time in Anime FGC and FGC, Xbox was the preferred console. It was, you could find more players on PSN, but Xbox Live had the better ones. Um, People I know who are top players in games now, in certain anime games now, started on Xbox. Um, but Blaze Blue, not on Xbox. There's, it's Persona Ultimax came out like a year and a half or about 10 months ago or something, and didn't even have lobbies on Xbox. Like, even the fighting games that are released on Xbox come out with watered down content. They know that there aren't enough people on Xbox Live for them to even put in full network features.
What about
That's
with
a
Killer?
problem.
What about with Killer Instinct?
Killer Instinct is an exception.
Okay.
I'm looking at it from the Anime FGC. Like, for the Anime FGC, which will go over to, the sort of 3D FGC and play Capcom and Killer Instinct and other titles. The thing is they can play all pretty much, I think, every single game they're interested in starting on PlayStation. They don't, whereas with Xbox, they're automatically locked out of either features or, in the case of Blaze Blue, an entire title, and that's a problem. Like, if you play any of the Arc System Works titles and you're missing Blaze Blue, you're probably done. That's a death sentence.
Yeah. Well, for me, if I was Phil Spencer, to use this analogy, you've got basically Microsoft has they got two women right now. All right. If you're Phil Spencer, you got two women. You got Xbox over here and you got PC over here. You need to find some way to snuff out that Xbox so you can go ahead and lay with PC, because that's how you'll really compete. If they start pushing the PC to being Windows 10 being the main gaming platform, and then just having Xbox be a part of that Windows 10 environment, that's going to really start to push Microsoft, because now people will start buying. They'll have the entire PC market that will start to buy their stuff. If they come out with Gears on Windows 10 only in their marketplace, most people will probably buy it on Windows 10, because there are a lot of Gears fans out there who would love to play it on PC. Same thing could be said for Halo and a lot of other games. I think if they did that, that would really help push their sales, because they still get the money for it as long as it's being sold in their stores. And that's what they should be looking at and try to hit at.
I don't disagree. I mean, I think it's a smarter and more sensible strategy than trying to challenge Sony. That's not going to work. They need to find a different route if they want to reemerge as having really, I hate to say this, major relevance.
Yeah, very true. I mean, I almost look at what they did with Tomb Raider and them releasing it the same day as Fallout and StarCraft: The Void, which is absolutely just mind-bogglingly stupid. Yes, it sold over 1 million copies, but right now, again, on Steam, it's the number one selling game on Steam as of right now. And it's because it came out at the right time. And it's almost like Square Enix kind of knew this game would sell more on PC, so let's put it on a different time and date. And if Microsoft can open their eyes and see the same thing of, hey, more people are starting to buy games on PC, maybe we should just start tailoring to that audience, because people aren't buying the Xbox One right now, they're buying PlayStations. So stick to your guns, Microsoft. That's all I'm saying.
Stick to your guns is an interesting way of putting it. They actually do, more than anything, need a coherent strategy. They need to show their fan base that they have a plan, that they have some broader vision and some
Right.
end goal.
They flirted with it at E3, where they were at when Phil Spencer was at the E3 conference. That was flirting with the idea. No, Phil Spencer should be leading that PC conference. That's what he should be doing. He should be the guy that's that's introducing the people and getting people hyped up about PC gaming. Because the more people that are on the platform, the better it is for Microsoft in general.
All right. So with that being said, for speaking on consoles, Do you think it's worth buying a console just for exclusives?
I have to absolutely love that exclusive. Why?
Like, I personally, it really depends. Like, I bought a PlayStation 4 for its JRPG exclusives, but as it's starting to turn out, a lot of them are coming into PC. So, like, if past me knew that these games were coming to PC, I would have not bought a PS4 and I would have not bought a PS Vita. Because the
Agree.
games I bought a Vita for came to Steam.
My Vita is cold.
My Vita is actually well loved. I love my Vita. Sorry.
Nope. My Vita is
I
cold.
have a PlayStation TV, and I've only played it for maybe 6 hours max since I bought it, and that was to play Lunar Silver Star Harmony. Because the games I had it for, the game that I wanted to play on it doesn't work on the TV, and that's Yeast Memories of Setsata. For some strange reason, doesn't work.
Wait, what doesn't work?
Yeast Memories of Celta. It's
Mhm.
basically Yeast 4 remade, and basically the game just straight up doesn't work on Vita TV.
Wow. And that's
Well, it's like certain games, like most honestly, games that you have to need touch controls for won't work. So I get that, but
damn it.
Yeast doesn't require you to use touch controls to finish the game. So why haven't anybody patched the game to say, you know what, let's patch it to make it work? But since Falcom didn't put a patch out, XC can't copy the patch because they're the one who's translated the game. But yeah, at this state, I don't think so. Only because most of the games are coming to Steam if you already have Steam. And on top of that, and if you have to buy a console for exclusives, I wouldn't buy an Xbox One for exclusives. Because you barely have it now.
The one thing I do like about my Vita is, frankly, I don't want to be tethered to my computer. Now, if you're the kind of person who's comfortable, if you have PC set up for gaming and you can just stay there and it's fine for you, then more power to you. It doesn't work for me. I like having actually the physical Vita. But regardless, is it worth buying a console for exclusives? You got to look at the amount of time. Depends on what the exclusives are and how much time you're going to put into them, and then what's the value of the console after.
And what kind of games do you actually play?
Yeah.
Because that comes into play as well. I mean, if
Is there anything for you after the exclusives, basically?
that's usually the biggest point too. And what actually matters, because the answer to some people would be, I need both. I need to have the exclusives, but I also want to play the multiplats the way they're meant to be played on PC. So sometimes that is the answer. And a lot of times there's the opposite effect where someone wants some games on PC, but most of the games they play is on console. So maybe they get a cheaper gaming PC that can run the bare minimum of, like, maybe they like League of Legends and smaller games that don't take very much to run.
Yeah, like the only reason why I actually got into gaming, PC gaming, is to play Final Fantasy 14 at 1080p 60 FPS.
Yeah,
Like,
once you play that 1080p 60, ain't no going back.
there's no going back. I kind of started going back to PS4 a bit for 1080p 30, only because of laziness. Because I like to actually watch YouTube videos while I'm playing games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the game acts up for some reason. I gotta look into what's going on my PC. But the game acts up when I'm streaming and watching videos. But on top of that, like, other than that, like, I have like 450 games in my Steam library right now. No, I'm sorry, 462 games. I forgot I bought a bunch of games the other day.
Who else went broke during Steam sale?
No, I didn't go broke. It's more of like I bought maybe Kopafol gave me Lisa. Kopafol gave me Lisa. I brought Tanamari and Sakura Santa. And then I also brought a couple days ago Murder Still Suspect and Amnesia Memories.
How was Murder Soul Suspect?
I
was
haven't played it
interested.
yet. I'm interested in it.
Okay.
The only reason why I bought it was because it was $3.
Well, yeah, that's a deal.
I wasn't paying. I wasn't paying 30. Like Amnesia was $3 too, but I wasn't paying $30 a piece for both of those games.
Yeah, no.
If I'm not getting to it anytime soon, I messed that up with Hyper Dimension and Lightning Returns. With a bunch of other games in my Steam library, but and then I got like 6 games from Humble Bundle monthly, so I'm subscribed to that. But basically, like, I have 462 games in my Steam library, and out of those games, the only games I play on a consistent basis is Sonic Lost World, Sonic Adventure. I have Tomb Raider up because I want to start learning speedrunning Tomb Raider, along with Remember Me and Ruby Grim Eclipse. And then at the very top, I have Final Fantasy 14 with 292 hours. Because I started off at PS.
I've heard the new Final Fantasy isn't coming out for PC.
No, it's not. No, it's not right. Not at the moment. It's probably gonna get ported because most of the Final Fantasies are coming to Steam, including 9 and 10.
I'm mad they using the PC to show it off though.
Yeah, like the only game, like at this point, the only games that is missing is Final Fantasy 12 on Steam that hasn't been announced. It's Final Fantasy 12, Final Fantasy 1 and 2. Everything else is on Steam. Or it's coming to Steam.
Right, right.
Because we have 3 on Steam already. We have 4 on Steam. We have the bad ports of 5 and 6. We have the shitty MIDI version of Final Fantasy 7. A perfect port of Final Fantasy 8. We're getting Final Fantasy 9 soon. We're getting Final Fantasy 10 too. That was actually announced. We have 11, obviously, because 11's an MMO. Final Fantasy 12. Final Fantasy 12 hasn't been announced yet. We have the entire Final Fantasy 13 series, and we have Final Fantasy 14. But yeah, for me right now, like, if it comes to like Sony and Microsoft in terms of exclusives, it's Sony hands down. Even though Microsoft has like, if you play first-person shooters, you'll probably lean towards Microsoft. But other than that, like,
which I do, so it's part of the reason why I kind of have an Xbox. But even its first-person shooter lineup, in comparison to PC, just doesn't even.
You can play only game you can't play on PC is Halo 5
and Destiny.
But Destiny's multi-plat. Talking about exclusives,
right?
Like the only exclusives you can't play on PC is Halo 5, and the way it's looking, that might come to Steam.
Yeah, that's coming.
But yeah, to switch subjects, what do you guys think about Activision acquiring MLG for $46 million?
Do you like Call of Duty? I hope you like Call of Duty.
You're about to get a lot of it.
I mean, more seriously, like, now that some of the details have come out, I feel bad for some of the stockholders, although this is what happens. Hopefully somebody, at least
Don't feel bad for
Activision.
stockholders. Don't feel bad for stockholders.
I mean, they did legitimately sort of get screwed here, but they bought stock in MLG, so my ability to sympathize. I'm saying it sucks that, I mean, it shows us that I think there's something interesting in MLG, and that as far as we've come in becoming esports, we still haven't figured out how to finance. I mean, that's kind of worrying. At least Activision does know how to make money, so hopefully...
Oh, they know how to do that.
I mean, so the upshot there is we may get to see what a more professional and or clean model looks like. Hopefully, we won't see the debt. On top of that, they are keeping staff, which is always a good sign. So so it seems like what people did. It seems like they're not interested. It doesn't seem like they want to not actually trying to gut MLG like that. They're not trying to lose the MLG base. From there, though, I mean, things get, who knows? I mean, we're esports, and that comes down to how you feel about that.
Even though you still have guys who on radio podcasts who try to go out their way and shit on esports by talking about when the Capcom Cup got announced. I want to say a couple weeks ago, when Capcom Cup 2016 got announced for Street Fighter 5. A podcast, because I was watching Event Status Facebook, and not Facebook, his YouTube video, and he showed a clip of a guy talking about esports, and he was showing so much disgust for it. Like, he's talking about, oh, they play in their basements, they're this, they're that, it's not really this. It's just like, and Event Status brought up that he's just been doing this for the past 3 months to show, I guess, to pull in numbers and get clickbait and shit to get a rise out of people.
Wait, who are we talking about? I'm sorry.
Hold on, let me see if I can find the video. It'd be better to explain it that way.
But who are we talking about, though?
I don't know the guy's name, but I gotta.
Late night talk show host?
Maybe?
The Jimmy Kimmel scandal?
Jimmy
Or-
Kimmel.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't Jimmy.
Understand why
No,
people watch video games?
no, it wasn't Jimmy Kimmel. It wasn't Jimmy Kimmel.
No, it wasn't that. I mean, because Kimmel legitimately didn't get it, and I don't think he knows how to clickbait
No.
like that. So.
It wasn't Kimmel. It was an actual legit radio show.
Oh my gosh, I finally figured this out. I was wondering why my TV was defaulting to goddamn 30 FPS every time I played GTA 5. The Hertz wasn't set to 60.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I was about to give up. I was like, man, this 30 FPS is not for me. Not a 50, not a 1440p.
No. It wasn't Jimmy Kimmel. It was some random guy. He may not be random, but I don't really know. It was before that. It was before that. Okay, yeah, because Event Status goes on for like an hour on these videos, so I probably won't be able to find it. I'll bring it up next time on the next podcast. Once I go through his videos again, I'll post it, a link to it in the outline for it. But
Gotcha.
on
Okay.
top of that, what do you think's gonna happen to MLG's current lineup? Because I know they did fighting games before, like Smash and Mortal Kombat 10, I think. But what do
I
you
mean, the
think?
Counter Strike tournament's still on. That's a
Yep.
good sign. And they'd be stupid, I think, not to keep going with that, assuming it does as well as we assume.
With Activision running,
It's gonna be Destiny tournaments. Watch.
it's good. Not even gonna be Destiny tournament. It's gonna get. It's gonna get ran out, and it's just gonna be forced Call of Duty. Because why would you, if you really think about it, if Activision's running MLG, why would you have Counter Strike there when you can just have Call of Duty there?
Right.
Because Counter Strike is competition to Call of Duty, and people who actually play FPSs on a serious level.
I
play-
disagree with that. I don't think that's a competition at all. It may be sort of the same genre, but they're not competing at all.
I agree with London here. I will say that maybe they compete in terms of esports tournaments, and
No, not like
There's
that.
only
But
one
like,
game we can focus on, but I don't think they compete. They don't compete otherwise. Like I don't think in terms of player base and
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. But even still, the type of person that would compete in Call of Duty is not the same person who would compete in Counter Strike. So even then, I mean,
no,
maybe
not.
viewership.
I'm not saying like that. But it's like
Hmm.
on a competition base, as in marketing. If Activision's marketing is the publishers for Call of Duty, why and they own MLG. My thing is, in their eyes, why would you have a game like Counter Strike that's made by a different developer when you can drop Counter Strike and push Call of Duty as a competitive game?
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like they compete each other player base, but as a marketing base, like as a marketer, they wouldn't. No, in Activision, they wouldn't have Counter Strike there. They'd be pushing Call of Duty, even though Counter Strike would probably bring them the money. But I mean, it is what it is on that.
Counter Strike will always be number one
Oh yeah, of
for
course.
that atmosphere. Yeah.
Yeah. The reaction time for those guys is insane.
Yeah, they're impressive to watch. Call of Duty, I don't know if I can watch somebody play Call of Duty in a tournament.
Like I kind of was watching Incredible Orb. Like I watched him during the first week of every single Call of Duty launch because he's one of the few people that actually remain good. Because there's people that are good at certain Call of Duty games, and there are people who are legit good at first-person shooters. But that may also be because he plays Counter Strike. But I always like to watch him play because he's always skillful, reaction time is perfect, and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're impressive. They're impressive to watch.
Yeah.
I'm debating on actually playing it right now. So I was like, hey, I want to play some Counter Strike when I get home, but every time I play it, I get murked and I get frustrated and I quit. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah. But on the Street Fighter V, what do you guys think of the game? Of those who played it,
Lots
Which
of
game?
titties.
Street Fighter V.
Lots of titties. Awful lot of titties in there.
Exactly like London says.
Mix,
Nice.
what's your thought on it on a actual
I haven't
gameplay
played the
standpoint?
beta.
You
I
haven't?
didn't play the beta. I've been following the game. Like obviously, I'm following the game because
I haven't played the beta either.
Oh man.
I mean, my take on SF5. I mean, I know a lot of people who are just waiting for it and can't wait to drop every other game they're playing, and it's going to be their main game, and they want to be competitive in Capcom. And I know Culpa Volley has been joking, guys. How did we do this again? Why did we let Capcom make the real fighting game? Like, how did we screw this up again and let Capcom get there first?
Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. Why that?
Oh no,
happens.
there are legitimate reasons, but
Why
it's so
that
funny
happened.
that for all the bitching we may do about Capcom, we still let them do it.
Because every 10 years they put out a fighting game, and people actually want to play it. Like for the past couple of, I guess a year and a half, there's been multiple anime games that have been coming out, and they all have a recurring theme.
Called the Arc Systems Works release cycle.
Not even the Arc Systems Works release cycle. Is I touch you, you die.
I mean, but that's coming to Street Fighter Five. The thing
But all those stuff that is like that is situational based. Street
It's-
Fighter V from Beta 1 to Beta 3, they have nerfed the damage consistently. Like Ryu from Beta 1, Ryu and Chun-Li, Charlie and Nash and Bison and Cammy and Birdie don't do the same damage in Beta 3 as they did in Beta 1. Not even close.
I mean,
I liked the aspect that they did a lot of damage, so things ended fast and not just
You don't want
oh
99 seconds of walking patiently?
yeah.
I mean, I don't think. I think focusing on damage is always misleading. The question isn't necessarily how high is the damage. It's damage for resources, how easy are the resources to acquire, and off of what starter are we talking? Like common starters, or this is a punish with all resources. I mean, they're constant. You know, we keep hearing that Street Fighter Five Day One is not going to be similar to beta, so who knows? Ken has gone from being really interesting and frankly fucking high tier to in the last beta, not like a shell of himself. So
Yeah, he's
I'm refusing to like form any major any real judgment. I'm just looking at who seems interesting, whose tools are interesting, and we'll go from there. Um, Game itself, I mean, I think Woshigi being part of SF5 is really good for us. Seems like I just think. I mean, I'm excited for Street Fighter Five. I'm excited for what it means for the community. There will be a stable title out for people who do make Street Fighter their main game. Yeah, you're gonna have a game that you are going to get to play for the next easily probably 10 years. You won't have to worry about release cycles and all that. How long have we been with Street Fighter 4? Like Jesus. Yeah, so that's good. We're already dealing with, DLC
actually that's not long.
questions.
Like 2009.
Yeah, but I mean, still, that's look at how long the majority of games last now. Fighting games though, like you can still find people who are ready to play you in Street Fighter 4. I mean, that's like I think
Like you can still find people who are still ready to play you any day of the week in Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Turbo,
exactly.
and Third Strike.
No,
You don't have that in.
speaking of Third Strike, input priority.
Oh yeah, in priority. I actually like that aspect. Basically,
Yeah, I think system is really fascinating for 5.
yeah, like five.
Easily.
I'm liking 5 because like I liked it that high damage output, but I also like the footsie base that the game is turning to. Game is turning into a heavy footsie based game, and that's what I like because that means people can't run stupid stuff and just get away with it. They have to actually know footsies because there's a lot of people who play fighting games that just run stupid stuff. But if you stop them from running the stupid stuff, they don't actually know how to play the game.
I mean, that's okay. So that's another interesting thing is based on how it's looking, based on what we've seen in the beta from about Street Fighter Five, about how you're gonna win and how you're gonna lose. I think a lot of our intermediate level anime players are gonna be the first to die terribly, frankly.
Yeah,
Because they have Arc System Works games and a lot of anime games. Not all of them. Shoutouts to some extent Uniel and DFC in particular. Set play is the lowest hanging fruit. You learn your combo into knockdown. You've got a setup. You're done. You can start easily beating people online and even offline as long as you get the hit. Turn it into a knockdown. Do your setup. Rinse and repeat. It takes 2 hits. Good game. When that doesn't work and you have to play neutral and you can't just instant air dash, jump normal all the time.
because that
It's
worked.
gonna
That worked
be-
in Street Fighter 4 as well.
Yeah. It's going to be real interesting to see how the people who don't have the neutral, and to some extent, like if you have anime defense in Street Fighter, congrats. Like, good job. That's nice for you, because you're not gonna. The way the mix-up works is so much different. Be interesting to see how people get frustrated, and if they do actually.
And they left things simple. It's like I kind of understand why Capcom was saying we don't want to put Sagat in the game because he'll be too similar to other characters, like Street Fighter 4, where it had different Shotos that basically did the same thing but different attributes, and you had to always remember what did what. Where Street Fighter 5, even Ken and Ryu are different from each other in ways they play. but there's no other characters that's like a Shoto in this game. Maybe Laura, maybe with her lightning fireball, but that's it. Everybody else is completely different. Nash has a Sonic Boom with a teleport. You have Laura, who you can't jump in on. You jump in on, that's it. You're gonna have to hold that. Who else? You got Birdie, where you can't chuck fireballs on him because he has a chain.
I mean,
that can grip
everybody has an anti-fireball skill.
you. No,
which is gonna be
I'm just saying, like you can't chuck fireballs on him, and you can't jump on him either because he can just grip you out the air. You have Fang, who runs poison traps, and if your poison touches you, it doesn't. It goes away by itself, but it goes away faster if you hit him, which puts in the mindset, okay, I'm being poisoned. I need to get a hit on him, which makes you have to go in. And he has traps for you to come in, get set up, or he has traps to get out. Get his damage and get out. There's like so much diversity in the game that I like the way it's gonna go.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Like I like the way it's gonna go. But
Has anyone else seen, obviously we saw, okay, I want to say it was a month or two ago, I know Sure You Can had them up, like, somebody got into the files and saw the stages with announcements about different events.
yeah, I
Like,
saw that post, and it's like I kind of actually like that because they're kind of like more focused on the community than ever now, because they realize there's a community that's supporting them, that's keeping them alive, and showing people that this game is fun and getting people more to play. So it's a start, and I think it'll be really good where it's going. But yeah, how about people rage quit in the beta? This is actually a thing. People have been rage quit in the beta that doesn't matter. Which brings in the point of what is their actual point of rage quitting?
I mean, I just have to sit here and ask, we are surprised?
But your rage quit in the beta, that doesn't matter. Your stats are gonna write when it's over. They're not gonna actually keep it.
Well, no, I disagree with that. Losing is still losing. Losing is still. It may not
So
be.
you might have rage quit, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying. Okay, look. Let me explain.
Had you been on the beta, you would maybe have rage quit.
No, I wouldn't have rage quit on the beta, but I have rage quit on a game of Madden on a demo before. Because losing is still losing. It's still losing. It still hurt.
But you would think that with a fighting game, if a beta is out, people are going to learn what to do in the game, especially if you give them the training mode.
I mean, people wanted a training mode more than
Yeah.
they wanted to play, too. So
Yeah.
I mean, they may have rage quit because they actually just wanted to go back to training mode. Although I doubt that was true in the cases of
No,
legit rage
no,
quits.
no.
But I mean, most people I knew didn't actually want to play matches.
Yeah, like you,
Well,
like in the
how
third
do we
beta,
know-
the third
How
beta,
do we
you
know
didn't
this
have
actually
to.
rage quits though? How do we know they actually rage quit? Because it could have simply been that they lost their connection. I mean, it is a beta.
You don't lose your
could've
connection on a sliver of life.
Oh, well, yeah, you could.
You
You
don't.
could.
You
You
don't.
could.
You
Do
don't.
you lose? No.
No.
You know, he could have been like, "Oh darn."
Oh darn! The Ethernet wire fell out.
I'm just gonna say I have had situations that look like rage quit that weren't, and I have like DM'd the person to say that wasn't a rage quit. I'm really sorry. Rematch.
Yep.
Yeah, but if you don't like, I had a situation where I was over at Mega Nitro's house playing Persona, and I beat the kid in Persona. He was running, I think, Show or something like that, and I beat him with Nakami. He rage quit and said the match didn't count.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna find idiots in the FGC everywhere. Like, I mean, we're gonna find them in look, once Street Fighter Five is out and it's gonna be day one Capcom for week one Capcom really for tons of
Oh,
people.
I'm playing online week one just to get the rage quits. That's I want to make a reel of rage quits. That's what I want.
So so to some extent you want this. I'm just saying like,
No, it
I'm
should be
sure there were
happening,
people.
but I'm gonna
I'm
make
sure
fun of
some
it.
people with the beta were still day one Capcom too. I mean, I
No,
don't think it says anything.
I don't mind them being day one Capcom, but at least take your L's. Doesn't matter what game you're playing. Take your L's.
Hey, I like to take my L's. Sometimes I like to take them on an alt when I'm learning a new character. Oh wait, I can't do that anymore.
Uh, no,
I, it,
actually, with Street Fighter Five, you can apparently put down a different name because on the beta, it lets you put down a different name that you want to be known under as a ranked.
oh, that's good.
Yeah, so like on PSN, I put down Neptunia Dork. So it gives you the option of what you want. But how long do y'all see Street Fighter Five lasting?
Say that again?
How long do you see Street Fighter Five lasting?
Mm, I don't know.
Like lasting as a relevant game? Because as we know, we got DLC, we got Season 2 DLC as well. On top of the 6 characters that started coming out, we got more characters coming.
I mean, I've heard 10 years and I believe it. Like, I could see it going. I mean, it's going to be, unless something significant changes, between beta and day one and
Because
the game just
Street Fighter Cross Second didn't
completely
happen.
goes. Yeah, but I don't think, like, we're stuck, we're going to be with Street Fighter for a long time. So I hope everybody learns to play it.
Because, like I said, Street Fighter Cross Second didn't happen. And after a year, people dropped that game twice. Because the game had severe issues the first time. Where people died off of one hit. One hit is a GG. A Cross Second. Because you got one hit, and then you got to guess. If you guess wrong, you lost.
I mean, that should have killed Persona and it didn't.
Like that is true. They should have killed Persona because Persona is really like, depending on the situation, could be a one hit, game over. But it didn't. But I guess because it's a Street Fighter game where it's a tag base, where it's just like you get like 600 to 700 damage off a crouching light kick or a light punch, and that kind of didn't make sense. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea, but
But I mean, those are also things that they've systematically targeted, that we've heard that they've targeted. Like, no more full combos off of lights. Like, we've heard this. Like,
yeah, they
have
changed that from
seen.
beta 1 to beta 2. Like you
Oh
can't.
yeah, I mean, the way they're developing SF5, it's very clear they've heard the complaints from the community and are actively trying to address them.
Because that became a thing. You can't combo lights in the mediums anymore at all for anybody.
Which is fine. Like, I mean, I think it's a good sign when, the game developers are saying, we hear you, and this is what we're taking that out of the game. Like, yeah, it's done. Good. So I have hope for SF5. I think we're going to be playing it for really a long ass time. Unless something, like, again, seriously goes wrong or we see broken character in DLC. But people have wanted a new Street Fighter for God knows how
Yeah,
long.
Street Fighter
and
Five.
finally getting
Street
it.
Fighter Five got milked so hard. But then
Game
again,
4.
then
We
again,
haven't been able to milk 5 yet. It's not out.
then again, Capcom was in a situation where they couldn't really make a new game. Sony came in and saved the day.
I mean, I know a lot of people in the FGC, particularly Anime FGC, who cannot wait to go back to Capcom, and are really, really, really excited for 5. So
Yeah,
I
'cause
am.
the way Street Fighter
excited.
4 turned out after Super, I was kind of like, yeah, I'm okay. Because I don't like dealing with set play, like at all. And Street Fighter ended up
Do you
becoming.
think subplay is an American problem, out of curiosity, or Japanese? Where do you think this focus on subplay? Like, subplay is easily like word of the year in game community.
I would say set play is thing in America more than Japan. Only because in Japan, if the set play doesn't work out too well, they still know how to play the game.
Well, here's the thing: is this is what I was told. This is the story I heard. Is when they took the set play out of Street Fighter, all the American players were going, "Good, finally, thank God," and
No.
the Japanese players were going, "No, my set play."
No, because they could have just run stupid shit. Americans didn't want to deal with it because they had niggas. They had literally had characters that, like Ibuki, who if you knock down, I play with you. If I get knocked down by Ibuki, it's an instant GG. Because she knocks me down, there's a cooldown setup that I can't block. And if I happen to block it, I still have to guess. If I guess wrong, I'm back in the setup. And things like that shouldn't be happening.
I think part of it might be for America. We don't get to play, like, our top players don't get to play each other, at least in anime, that often because we're too far apart.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So maybe we're just saying we don't want. Maybe part of our like happiness is seeing set play gone is we actually want to play the PvP and we don't get as many chances to do so.
Yeah, I think Japan respects set play more than America, because Americans we are kind of prideful, and that if we lose to something that we feel is stupid, we're obviously going to say, "Oh, that was stupid. You only won because of fucking set play." So it's like, I don't know. I personally don't like set play, but I'm not gonna shit on you for it unless you legit like if I stop your set play and it shows you don't even know how to play your character, you only know how to run your setup. But I'm gonna say something.
But Byakuya.
No, that can't just fucking retarded. Like, oh, set play. Oh, set play this. Oh, you're in my web. Oh, combo. Oh, you're in the web again. Oh, I get another combo.
Perry West,
Guess.
Akatsuki player.
Guess. Like, I hate guessing games.
DOA. I'ma stop.
No, DOA is a guess game in general.
I mean, I think
Carmine, it's just being good at blocking.
Exactly.
Carmine's good at blocking. Like, Byakuya literally puts you in situations where you have to guess. Like Ibuki in Street Fighter 4 puts you in situations where you have to guess. Sakura puts you in situations where you have to guess. Basically, the entire top tier, except for Fei Long, in Street Fighter 2012, put you in situations where you had to guess. And that should have not been a thing. Which they fixed that, and the reason why the set plays even came about was because they were trying to fix Guile's autocorrect flash kick. See, look at that. Hypermorph's like, I just want Street Fighter 5.
I don't blame him.
I don't blame you. Because it's basically, for me, it's Street Fighter 5 and Tekken 7. That's it.
What about that poking though?
Nah.
What about DOA?
Oh, you're not gonna see LK and Pokken?
Morph is
What
like,
about DOA X3, bro?
anime mix-ups are starting to upset me.
You're just now getting upset? Welcome to the club.
It's kind of why I stopped
My
playing.
own characters upset me.
It's kind of why I stopped playing. I was just like, do I want to guess or do I just want to wait for Street Fighter 5? And I said I'll wait for Street Fighter 5.
You're really not the only person I know who feels that way. Like,
I don't like guessing. I'll guess if I personally fucked up the situation, but I'm not gonna get put in the situation and then it's like, I have this many setups. If you guess right, you're in this situation. If you guess wrong, I get free damage, and you get put back in set situation to guess again.
hey, you know what what my dream version of Shabras is? The character with all the set play. Remove ground command grab. No more
Yeah.
unblockable knockdown. I'm serious. Banana Cannon, I came up with this. I'm not making this up.
I look at all the resets in Street Fighter Five, and I'm like, yeah, you're still gonna get hit in Street Fighter Five. You're getting hit if you get reset. Cause like now it's like Reset City in that game right now. And so,
Yeah, but I think
but
like
then again,
I,
it's a beta, so
but I do think the frustration with sub play is very, very, very real. I mean, that's something our top players talk about. Like, you talk to Bananakin, he'll say he wishes sub play wasn't around. He hates it. It's a crutch.
yes, it's basically a crutch.
Colpe Vole is tired of it. Christy Base is tired of it. Those two are both Colpe Vole based. They're going back to Capcom like enthusiastically. Really, everyone I know in anime, like closely, is really tired of it because the other problem is, like I said, it's the lowest hanging fruit. Like it's the easiest thing to learn. You learn your knockdown into your stupid setup, and you loop it. You don't learn anything else. Like I actually don't do optimal shit or even get the knockdown half the time. I beat people at neutral or on defense. It looks like I'm playing the game, and I would much rather have that than sub play. It's just the way ArcSys, I feel like, has made anime accessible is by making it so that everybody can go to the lab for 30 minutes, learn their combo, learn their setup, and get online and start beating people. I've beaten people with way better combos than I have. And cool, good for you. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what a fighting game is.
Like you just know how to run a setup, and that's it.
They know what to do when they get the hit, but they don't even know how to get the hit. And that's where I'm really interested to see how many people stick with SF5.
And like the hit, and if they get the hit, it's because 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna say 7 out of 10, you fucked it up.
Possibly, or net play or whatever, because I don't have locals. But the other issue is, like, risk reward, like, in a lot of games is really screwy. In anime right now.
It's less risk.
Persona is the ultimate example of fucked up risk reward. Like, if you're on defense, the risk of you mashing reversal versus the reward is so freaking dumb. The risk reward for is why we see tech forward, ginormous air button. If you play Sho or Minazuki and you're not IADJ being nonstop, I don't know what's wrong with you. It's bad. So people are going to come to Street Fighter, and I'm really curious to see how they handle having to deal with risk reward that isn't actually broken.
Exactly.
In the sense of you are going to take risks. The way you're going to die in Street Fighter is exactly that. You took a risk and there wasn't enough reward, and you're going to die for it now because of, well, I'm going to call them fatal counters because I'm used to it.
Unless you're Vega.
Crush counter. Crush counters are going to be a huge problem.
Unless you're Vega, because Vega is just like, oh.
Unless you're Vega, look, I'm going to play Chun-Li most likely. So
that's actually who I plan on playing too. I plan on playing Chun-Li. I wanted to play Ryu, but they keep taking stuff away from him.
Nerf him.
This man has gotten 35 nerfs since Beta 1.
Told you, man. They're fixing that character
99 problems, and a nerf ain't one.
Not Justin.
Like his stand strong is better than his crouching forward. And the man is known for his crouching forward into fireball.
Joking, they fixing him for low tier god, man.
Yeah.
Wait for the actual release.
Yeah. Like, hopefully they refix Ken. Because I liked how Ken was playing Beta 2, and then they were like, let's make him boring, guys.
I'm not dealing with that Play-Doh era, I swear.
Let's make him boring. And then it was just like, I don't know. But on to the next topic. The next Assassin's Creed is potentially delayed. No, not delayed, but potentially coming out in 2017, skipping the 2016 release. I personally think they need to take a break because they've been pumping out Assassin's Creeds every year since 2009.
Yeah, I'm sick of it.
Like, After they should have taken a break after Assassin's Creed Unity. After that debacle, you should have taken a break.
After Unity,
Yeah, after Unity, like Assassin's Creed Syndicate should have not even came out last year. Regardless of when you start creating it. Once Unity happened, you should have took a step back and say, what are we doing wrong?
yep. Yeah, they should have taken it off. Hopefully, this extra year will help them really. They need an engine overhaul because it's really been the same game every damn time. So
Like, Unity was an engine overhaul, but the game looked worse
and
than Black
but it didn't have
Flag.
the- but
Like,
it didn't have
what?
the time to be an engine overhaul. You gotta have time to have an engine overhaul.
Yeah, like, technically it was a new engine, but it was worse than Black Flag. And it's kind of like, and the sad thing is that same year Unity came out, Rogue, the game that wasn't even like, I guess advertised and marketed, was the better game by far and one of the best Assassin's Creeds in the series. And that was on PS3 and 360 that nobody cared about, because everybody already traded in their 360s and PS3s for next gen. But like, I think they need to slow it down and actually do something with the actual modern storyline. Because after Desmond died, I don't think they knew what the fuck they were doing.
It went downhill from him. And
Soon as he died, like any outside story afterwards was kind of like, eh.
Yeah, I agree. And but even before that, you saw the downhill, dissension happening.
Yeah.
The first
after
one was
Brotherhood.
good. The second one was fantastic. This Assassin's Creed 2 is the gold standard of what Assassin's Creed is.
Yeah, like Brotherhood. I liked the Brotherhood because it was cool.
And
But
Brotherhood was very good, a very good follow-up.
Yeah, Revelations was pointless. There was
Yes.
no fucking point of that entire game. Like, you literally went to a city just to find an orb, just to say, you know what? I don't need this. I'm done. And it was just like, so you're not gonna take the orb that you came in the city and made me waste 30 hours in said city for? Okay. You got that, Ezio. Oh, and Assassin's Creed China was kind of garbage too. But
Which one?
Assassin's Creed China, that 2D Assassin's Creed game,
I did not play that.
I got it on sale. But
I boycotted them for a while. I think I have Assassin's Creed Unity laying around here somewhere. I think I got it as a gift.
yeah, I have
But-
my Xbox One Unity copy before I sold my Xbox.
The Black Flag though I did like.
Yeah,
I did like Black Flag, but that's about it.
yeah. So,
Assassin's Creed.
so next topic. Games in 2015. Let's start off with what is your game of the year? I'll go last.
Man. I don't know
Wait,
if I
what's the
have a
topic?
game of the year. Game of the year, Z-Fresh. You've been quiet. Why don't you start us up?
Did it have to come out this year though?
Preferably, but no.
All right. Then you have to give me a minute.
Nah, restricted to this year, because you can put games you beat this year in it.
Yeah.
You can put your favorite there.
Yeah. There's a topic for that too. So
I just
Yeah.
watched somebody fuzzy OS and get away with it on Yosuke. Greek, what are you doing?
He's just gliding. What is he expecting?
Gliding badly when he's getting fuzzy jumped. Greek.
Wow, did he just insta block that? What happened there? What?
This is happening, Milton.
So somebody declare. Oh shit, Red, you are hella dead. Anyway, that was actually genius, Greek. So who wants to name Undertale their game of the year already?
Side note.
Yeah,
I give
put the-
Undertale only for the music.
Side note.
why
Undertale run best game of all time on GameFAQs, and people are salty.
Yeah, but that's like we're not talking about GameFAQs. I came from GameFAQs. I'm not talking about it.
No, I'm just saying, people are all salty that happened.
How can you like live on game facts? Isn't it just to get a PS2 hack or something or cheats? I just look at cheat codes and that's it. The game fact. Okay.
See, when you're very new to fighting games, you might be tempted to go to the fighting game boards there, and then you'll see in the threads that aren't complete and utter shit are a bunch of people linking to Dustloop, and then you find Dustloop and you never leave. That's what happened to me.
Okay.
Yeah, you once you leave GameFAQs, you don't go back unless there's something wrong with you. And you like shit in your face. Like you literally like to wake up in the morning to somebody throwing shit at your face, and you lick it off your mouth and put it in your mouth. That is the.
I mean, that's mostly the FG area. To be fair, the RPG forums are usually not bad. And actually have legit info.
I will disagree with that totally. If you say something.
Okay, I'm not. I must play like games that. I mean, I don't know. I see drama in a fandom, and
You
I
mean
run the hell away.
non-Final Fantasy forums, Kappa?
Okay, no, that's like saying talking. No. I've lived through the SMT versus Persona fan threads. I've lived through that. No. I'm not talking about that bullshit. I mean, like.
No, not that bullshit either. We're talking about if you say anything that's an unpopular opinion. Like, let me give you this. I was trying to do a netplay tournament for Naruto Storm. Yes, Storm. This is back when I just started doing Persona, like within like the 2-month time period that I started. And they were talking about let's ban Minato and Itachi because they're broken. So I'm like, okay, let me ask my friend that actually plays the game. He's like, no, they're not broken. Like, they're easy to beat. People are just bad. So I'm like, okay. No, I'm not banning them. You had 20 posts after that of people telling me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because they're broken because blah 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 blah. And it sounded like I don't know how to deal with set situation, so let's ban them. But yeah. Back
So
on
game of the year.
Back on topic of Game of the Year.
Who was going first?
You.
No, actually, Z-Fresh.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Fuck, I'm thinking here.
You know the year is bad when everybody had to think of their Game of the Year. There's actually only one true answer, but
I bet you my games aren't. Well, I'm gonna give you my top 3.
I don't even have a top 3. That's how bad this year was. But continue.
Hit us. Somebody say something.
Maybe top 4.
Or I'm gonna give it to Undertale. Like, unless somebody's like, seriously, guys, come on.
No, Undertale's not the answer. The true answer is actually Witcher 3. But
No, the true answer is Aviary Attorney.
what?
Oh, you don't know your Steam indie titles.
No, I literally told you. I have 462 games on my Steam account. I only play 10 of them.
That is
Fair
terrible.
point.
All right, I guess I'll go first since you're still thinking. Number 1, Fallout 4. Played it the
Justify
most.
this.
Justify this? I don't even think I have to justify it because it's my most played game this year. So that's what I went by. I was like, okay, what game did I play the most? And then 2, I enjoyed it from beginning to end. And I didn't want to listen to any reviews or anything of that nature. It had its glitches, it had its bugs, to be expected in any Bethesda game. Outside of that, yes, the one thing I had a problem with was the dialogue system. That was annoyingly nerfed. But outside of that, I loved it. I especially loved the combat changes. Being able to actually play it as a first-person shooter really, really helped that game out. Because it was very stiff, and very hard to control in the previous Fallouts. Story-wise, this isn't the best one, but as far as fun factor-wise, I put this one right up there. So Fallout 4 is number 1. Number 2.
Okay, what's so funny, bro?
I'm not laughing at you, London.
I was
I'm
hoping.
laughing at what Hypermorph said in the chat.
What'd he say?
He said number 1 Fallout 4, and then a second later. I'm just gonna assume Token Stream's going down. Why his reaction to that?
Hey, look.
I don't actually have an issue with Fallout 4 because I didn't play it, so I can't shit on a game I didn't play unless the game's name is Star Wars Battlefront. Which, in my
I
personal,
actually didn't like Star Wars Battlefront.
my
but
personal
it's not my game of the
opinion,
year.
my personal opinion, if you brought that game, you shipped yourself. Because you're not only did you pay $60 for the game, but you have to buy a $50 season pass to get the full experience. But this is not what this is about. London, please continue with your number 2.
Number 2. This is kind of a toss-up, but this is pretty much how bad the gear was. Metal Gear Solid 5, mainly because right up till the end it was a pretty good game. And then, lastly, I had to double check to see if this came out this year. But Dragon Ball Xenoverse, I'm pretty sure that came out earlier this year.
That was last year.
I think it was this year. I think it was February this year.
Oh.
I think. I have to let me double check the Steam page on that.
This is sad when we're trying to figure out.
No, 2014 for the most part was shit.
And then if not, it'd have to be, oh God. Oh goodness. I'm scrolling down and I'm not seeing anything worth mentioning.
Bro, my game is
Shit, maybe Life is Strange?
The Heavensworth Sword expansion that I had to pay. And that's it.
Nah, go shoot yourself.
All right.
That is possible. That might possibly go down as one of the worst MMO expansions. Period. You only got 10 levels. You only went up 10 levels. Got 3 classes. The story was basically non-existent because it still left a lot of holes that you would expect it to be filled.
They all die.
Be filled, and then now you're doing a stupid ass grind. First, you was doing a stupid ass grind to get gear on one of the hardest contents in the game, where only 400 and something Americans have cleared. But now you're doing a stupid ass grind for your master weapon that makes 0 sense.
What game is this?
Final Fantasy XIV Heaven's Ward expansion.
I don't know. For your game of the year?
No. Perfect Combo said that, and I was like, no,
I'm just trying to fit it in. Sorry.
no, that doesn't even work. Like I can list about 5 trash games for 2015 easily.
How about we just skip to that?
Yeah, I'll be
Come back.
easier.
Oh damn, that's bad.
Can I say my first one? Batman.
Batman, Arkham Knight's on my
Why?
list.
Because I wanted that game so bad. You don't understand. Like, to me, every game for the year didn't exist
Yeah,
except
basically,
Batman.
Basically,
I was so hyped for that game, and it was like, oh,
like
y'all
I
just wanna do
sold
dirty like that?
baseball tickets to get Batman. I won a contest at my job that gave me in the booth seats for the Phillies game at my job. 'Cause my job gets tickets because they're rich people, and I sold them to my boss for the price that would cost me for Batman Arkham Knight.
Blown.
I wish I went to the game. That's how bad that
Wow.
fucking game was. Like people try to defend that game, but I'm just like,
It's bad on the Prince. And here's the thing: it wasn't just the absolute shit show of a port that they had. It's
Or
the
that
fact
PC
that it was the Batmobile Arkham Knight, because that was half the damn game.
Like, why was that game forced so much? Is you were forced in the Batmobile, or you're forced a lot of doing a lot of stuff? That was basically
Yes.
the game. Like every
wasn't
other
that
Batman
Choice.
had boss fights in between. You only had 2 or 3 boss fights. One,
Please, there was no boss fights in that game.
there was 2 or 3 boss fights, I think. Like I stopped at
driving
70.
your Batmobile around and trying to capture it and trying to get what's his face in the Batmobile. That's not a fucking boss fight.
No, I stopped at 70%.
But I like.
I
Crazy
said-
I beat the
I
game.
said-
I did beat it.
I said fuck this game. I have it
I
on
like
Steam.
Crazy Taxi.
But like the only boss fight that I encountered that was in the main storyline was fighting a fucking helicopter.
Yeah, that's nonsense.
Like every
you
other
can go
Batman
back to
game had
Arkham
villains
City?
in the story as actual bosses,
Arkham
and
City
they were
still
fit
has
in
the
there.
best- It still has the best boss fight in the entire series when you fought Mr. Freeze.
My favorite
reason
boss
why-
fight is Deathstroke, but
Yeah, Deathstroke was cool, but the reason why
the only good boss fight in that game.
Yes, that was the only good boss fight in it. And that was a cool one.
Yeah.
But the reason why I say the Freeze one was so good
Uh-huh.
was that it required you to know the game to beat the boss.
Yeah.
You had to have an understanding of the mechanics of the game. It was like a final exam. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, what have you learned so far while playing this game? You need to apply it all right now to beat him. And more games need to do this instead of just bring out a boss that just ate more Snickers bars than all the rest of the enemies.
But yeah, yeah, that game had too many issues, and like that was one of my worst games of this year. One of my second worst games is Metal Gear Solid 5, for the same reason why you said your problems was that the game was basically unfinished. You released an unfinished game. We know why it came out unfinished, but the fact that what threw me off was that there was a lot of people saying that Witcher 3 shouldn't be Game of the Year, it should be Metal Gear Solid 5, and I'm like, what? And they come to me and tell me like, yeah, Metal Gear Solid 5 had more content than Witcher 3.
But I feel like The Witcher 3 is not a game for everyone.
No,
And
it's not-
anyone who says The Witcher 3 has less content than Metal Gear Solid 5 shoot themselves. Like I don't
it
even
was-
like The Witcher, and
that J Mega guy that's in that group, that's in that
Bang Bang, yeah.
Bang Bang, I think he was the idiot who said it. He straight
As a
said,
PC, he needs to trade in his PC gamer license right away.
I think he was the one who said it, but don't quote me on it. But it was just like, The Witcher, Metal Gear Solid 5 had more content than The Witcher 3 and more replayability. I'm just like, dude,
More replayability.
Dude,
The
you were
second
stuck
half
in
of the game, did the same thing over and over again.
that's what I said to this guy. Apparently, I didn't know what the fuck I was talking
One
about.
mission was to rescue Quiet after you already rescued Quiet.
And on top of rescuing the little kids from
Yeah,
areas you already been to.
which you already did. It's the exact same thing again.
And again, it's just go in, do some sneaking shit, either save somebody or get some shit, sneak out, call a helicopter, leave. Metal Gear Solid 5 in a nutshell.
But you see, the thing is, I did like that though. For the most part, I loved the scouting out. The
I
going in,
liked
the
it.
sneaking in. I loved it.
I liked it,
But
the
then
concept,
but
the way.
my problem was repeating the same mission.
Yeah.
Not even okay. This feels the same, but I'm doing something different. No, this is the exact same thing. Rescue Quiet. Like I did this mission 10 missions ago. It's no different.
Yeah.
Nothing's different. And that to me was just they just rehashed it because They needed to fill in the blanks. That's unacceptable. I'd take Metal Gear Solid out of my top 3. Fuck that. You can't do that.
You can't do
You
that.
can't do that.
Like, I don't know. It's just like so many shit games came out this year. It's like Battlefront. Even though I haven't played Battlefront, the premise alone of telling me I have that if I buy a $60 purchase, in order to get the full content of the game, I have to also buy your season pass before you release the game.
So
You didn't
you know
even-
what I did? I bought it for $30.
Token, you must offer a blood sacrifice for the full content.
No, like, I'm not even
I
buying
bought it for
I'm-
$30.
I'm not even.
It was on
buying the
Origin for
game.
$30 this past week, so I got it, and I was like, well, and when I played it, I was like, this game ain't too bad at all. I actually kind of enjoyed it. I mean, it wasn't greatness or anything, but it was a good time waster.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna say I played the other two Battlefronts to an extent that anybody else has. That people are saying, "Oh, well, I played these, so I'm not gonna play this game because it doesn't have much content." And it's like, I'm not saying that it has much content on the. It's just that it's a bare bones game that has there's so much lag on the screen, but it's a bare bones game that has barely nothing to go with it, and you only have 9 modes. There's people that have been actually defending this, that the game has 9 modes, and out of the 9 modes, you can't play every mode on every map. But Battlefront's on my list of bad games of the year.
There you go.
I don't know.
You got a lot, Token.
There was a lot of meh games this year.
Most of it, like the game I was looking for this
Meh.
year the most was Yakuza 5. And even though Omega Nitro will probably have a completely different opinion of the game from me, I personally think the game was trash. Because he likes doing the side content. I play the game specifically for the story. Like, side content's okay, but I can really care less about that. I play a game for a story. And the story for the game was complete trash.
Yeah.
Nothing was explained. Really explained well. Like, chapters ended with characters that didn't have epilogues. The final fights, like, 2 of the final fights didn't even need to happen. On top of that, you have 5 playable characters. Only 2 of the playable characters were important to the story. One of them was slightly important, but I'm gonna put him in the important pile. The other three people, you could have cutscened them. Like, they weren't important. You brought them in just to fill the slot. And that just like make me like say like, I don't really like this game. But I don't know what else came out this year that really stood apart and made me say,
You know what's another game that's not being talked about enough?
what?
City Skylines.
I was gonna
That game
buy
is
that.
pretty fucking good. It's pretty fucking good. It completely destroys SimCity. I mean, in every facet of a city builder, it absolutely murdered it. Another game to put in a shitty category, Evolve. I'm just looking at games that came out this year right now. Evolve.
Super Mario Maker.
No,
Dude,
Super
that was
Mario-
game of the year to some people.
That's game of the year. Some people like that. I could see the appeal on that. Like, if I had a Wii U, I would have bought the game.
I wouldn't buy it. It's too much troll.
I would have brought that. I would have brought Splatoon.
I would have bought
I
Splatoon.
got
I heard
it.
Splatoon is very good.
But that's like no games that came out this year for Wii U. Sunset Overdrive was actually my favorite Xbox One exclusive. So like, there's that. But yeah, like for the most part, I don't even know what else.
Guitar Hero Live. I heard of it, but I wasn't sure about that one.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people passed on that.
Ooh, Killing Floor came out this year.
Somebody gifted me that and then ungifted it to me.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah, like it was literally on my Steam desktop, and they was like, "No, I gave it to this girl instead," and I was like, "Okay, go fuck yourself."
I know Rocket League made the top in Steam.
I don't even know what else that I would say that would be perfect game of the year. Like, I wanted it so hard to be Yakuza 5, but I can't. I can't say it with a straight face about getting mad. Like, probably my game of the year would probably also have to be Life is Strange. Life is Strange was
Wait,
fantastic.
Token. Rebirth 1 of Neptunia came out in January on Steam.
On Steam, but we're talking about, but those were already out. The only game that wasn't out, Rebirth 1 came out in October.
Oh, you
Of
mean in
last year.
general?
In general, games that came out this year that weren't already re-releases.
Oh, okay.
And that would be, the only game that would be in that category is Rebirth 3. But I didn't play that, so I can't say that. But I wouldn't put Hyper Dimension game as game of the year anyway.
Nope. Not actually, exactly.
Like, my game of the year would probably be Life is Strange as well.
Yeah, Life is Strange is pretty damn good.
Yeah, like anybody who says
That was pretty
otherwise
damn good.
probably is.
I liked
Yeah.
it though, but I hate to say it, but The Walking Dead did it better. I thought season 1 and 2 of Walking Dead is better than Life is Strange. Not to say that I didn't like Life is Strange at all, but I don't know. Like, The Walking Dead hit me hard, man.
Like, I still had to play through the Walking Dead series, but Life is Strange is hit home with me for a lot of things. So it's like,
Dude, if you like The Life is Strange, you have to play season 1 and 2 of Walking Dead.
no, I have
highly-
them. I have Walking Strange. I have not Walking Strange. Walking Dead, season 1 and 2. I have Wolf Among Us.
Wolf Among Us was very good too.
Do I have Wolf Among Us? I think I should have it. Yeah, I have Wolf Among Us, and I have Tales of the Borderlands. The only ones I didn't buy was
Tales of the Borderlands I have, but I haven't finished it, and I did like the first episode. I don't know.
I liked
why
the first
haven't finished
episode.
it.
Like, I'm already going.
Oh, I know why I haven't finished it because I wasn't even sure what where I bought it. I wasn't sure if I bought it on PC or Xbox. So I think I have it on my Xbox. So I'm gonna try to finish that off maybe this weekend. But I have to repeat this. I put The Walking Dead season 1 and 2 in the top 5 best games ever, in my opinion.
I have like
Ever.
a completely different list, but I have to actually legit think about it because I'm picking games from 8th gen all the way down to the NES and stuff. So it's like I have to pick a compiled list of games that I would say is the best games of all time. Because there's a lot of games that I really liked, and there's a lot of games I really didn't like. And there's a lot of games that I liked before that, like Kingdom Hearts 2. I liked the Kingdom Hearts 2 before. Now that I'm playing through it, I'm like, this game is trash.
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts 2 specifically. Kingdom Hearts 1, I hated Kingdom Hearts 1 before. And then now that I replayed it, I'm like, Kingdom Hearts 1 is fantastic. I liked the Kingdom Hearts 2 before. And then now that I'm replaying Kingdom Hearts 2, I'm like, this game is fucking trash. Like, I don't know how people could sit there and say, this is a good game. Like, no. This game has severe issues.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not really fun. It's just...
I've never been a fan of Kingdom Hearts, and I don't know why. Can't put my finger on it.
Hold on. Let me go take care of something. Y'all take care of it from here. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. What I didn't like about Kingdom Hearts 2 was just like the combat system in general. Like when I was a kid, I liked it because it was just all flashy and stuff. But now it's like there isn't much to it compared to I want to say Kingdom Hearts 1. Where Kingdom Hearts 1 is more strategy, where Kingdom Hearts 2 is kind of more mashy in a sense. But that's just me. And since we all can't come up with a game of the year, I'll just move on to the final topic.
I did come up with my game of the year,
What was your game of the year?
Fallout 4.
Oh yeah, Z Fresh, you got a game of the year?
Hold on. Had it. Where was it? Say Metal Gear.
Why?
Metal Gear though. All right.
No, I'm saying why. Or are you just picking it because you have nothing else to pick?
What was that one again?
I'm saying why are you picking it for the game of the year, or are you just picking it because there's nothing else to pick from?
Yeah, there's nothing else to pick.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's bad. But okay.
How about we talk about these delays though?
Yeah, there's too many things getting delayed this year. Like
Star Fox is one of them.
Star
no,
Fox got delayed,
everything got delayed until 2016,
Yeah.
and then
but now things in 2016 are getting delayed.
yeah, like Scalebound.
Why can't everybody?
Scalebound's
this is another
delayed at least until 2017.
This
At
is another reason
least.
why. This is another reason why I have Fallout as game of the year. They told us in June it was coming out. In June, and then the game comes out in November. That's the way it should always be.
Yeah, that really did happen. Like they announced it in June, and then November
Yeah.
was like, here's the
Because
game.
then we all hype for it, like, all right, yeah, I can't wait for this to come out. They drop some little hints here and there, like, you know, the very beginning of summer. But no one was sure that there was going to be a Fallout 4, and all of a sudden they just kid, hey, here it comes. If every company did that, their sales would increase because they would catch us on the hype. Finish the game, then tell us about it.
Oh, we're not finished.
Oh boy.
Kind of like how people were waiting almost a decade for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Then people were like waiting for Final Fantasy VII to get their remake, and now they're getting that remake, and they're starting to complain about the episode.
That shouldn't be a thing, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
is the thing is the generation of today doesn't understand that. I don't know if it's just the old generation comparing it.
Like the whole episodic thing shouldn't be a thing because that's how to get most of your money. And then they're banking on you buying episodes separately instead of buying the bundle pack. And it all depends on how much the episode's selling for. But we can't really speak on that until it comes out. And there's a high possibility that it's coming out before Kingdom Hearts 3, the first episode. So, with that being said, the last topic I want to talk about is state of the consoles heading into 2016. I believe we basically covered the PS4 and Xbox One for the most part throughout the podcast. But let's talk about Wii U, if that's even a thing anymore.
Wii U's not gonna be a thing anymore after when they release their next console. I'm still mad that they never had like where you can actually play your Wii games on your Wii U instead, but you can't do that.
You can.
Hey, it is backwards compatible. Isn't it?
Is it? No,
Yeah.
they didn't.
Yeah, it's back. It's been backwards compatible. You just slide it into.
Oh
your,
wait,
what you
yeah,
have
what
to
was
do.
it?
What you have to do is when you slide the game into your Wii. There's a Wii and your Wii U. There's a Wii emulator in your Wii U system that you have to open up in order to play the game. But it is backwards compatible. It is the only true backwards compatible.
Oh wait, no,
System.
I couldn't bring my old data from my Wii. That was the thing. Not that one.
No,
Sorry.
there's something you had to do. I forgot what you had to do. I think you put everything on your SD card and then you transfer it over.
I tried doing that, but I couldn't take whatever I had in there. But it's whatever.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
I did. I still wish I played GameCube games though.
yeah, but it is what it is on that.
But it won't survive once they come up with their new system.
No, I know it's not going to survive once NX comes out. But NX is probably not going to drop until end of 2017.
I don't think so. I'm calling it now. The NX comes out the end of this year.
No, I doubt it. Only
I'm calling it
because
now.
they still have a Star Fox and Zelda coming out on Wii U. They're not gonna
Right, but
they're not
this-
gonna hang themselves with
this-
that.
No, because this system will be backwards compatible.
Is it gonna be Wii U backwards compatible?
Yeah, it has to be.
Nah,
Because even
no,
if
'cause
it
they
comes out next year, it would still have to be.
They said they're not dealing with the gamepad gimmick though. That's what I heard.
Which is fine. You could use your Wii U gamepad with the NX. They're not
Okay.
just they're just not making another one. Do you see what
Oh,
I'm saying?
Star Fox comes out next month.
I think they honestly, before E3, we're gonna know details about the NX. We're gonna know what it is. We're gonna know what their vision is, and then at E3 they're gonna show off the games for it. And in November they're gonna be like, "Hey, we're just gonna come right out with it," and they'll have 2 launch titles for it, plus the backlog of Wii U titles. That's my guess.
No, Star Fox
Could be
Zero,
wrong.
from what I'm seeing, comes out April 22nd, 3 days before my birthday.
It comes out earlier. It's just been delayed. But when was this supposed to originally come out? Like November, December.
November, December. Yeah, I'm reading that.
November, yeah.
It's coming out April 21st.
Which is a better time for it to come out because the only thing it's really competing against is what, the Division.
Yeah.
That's
And
that's
Zelda Wii U is this holiday, so it's like,
It is this holiday.
yeah, it is this holiday. It was supposed to come out
what
last
they
year.
could do too is they could do the same thing they did with Twilight Princess, where they came out with it on both systems, where they had a Wii U version and a GameCube version.
I mean, Wii U version and
No, Wii
Yes.
version and a GameCube version.
oh yeah.
When Twilight Princess came out, yeah.
I thought Mighty 09 was supposed to come out in 2015, late winter. It never came out.
Delayed it to this year,
God damn it.
Yeah, they delayed it to this year.
February 16th. I think it's the same day as Street Fighter 5. I think.
Ooh. No,
They're both
no,
two,
a couple days. 6 days. It's 7 days apart.
okay. But yeah. PS Vita, in my opinion, that system is dead. That is
The
Oh.
Vita?
that is ultimate dead.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Unless you play niche games, that system is ultimate dead. There is no coming back from them slaying themselves.
Like the PS Vita, I would only get for games that I want to actually legit speed run.
Yeah,
That's only for what I would be doing.
and even that, you probably could play those on the PS TV. That's like $30. They slayed themselves twice on that because the Vita TV is garbage.
I didn't know that was garbage. I thought about that and I was like, $20, $30. I'm like, I wasn't sure about that, but I was like, no, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, like the TV's garbage. The Vita, they slayed themselves by releasing the system to be expensive, more expensive than what it was. It was a $300 system that didn't really have any games until after $100 price drop. And then the TV, they messed up by like not really passionate, and you can't. And there's a HDCP on it as well. So if you're trying to stream from it, you can't.
Most Vita games are Japanese games anyway. That's a
Yeah.
thing.
Yep.
That comes over, unless they're indie games that get ported over. But
Doubt it. The PS Vita will be dying. That's it.
yeah,
It's
like,
yeah. I don't even know where mine is. Like when I moved out of my other apartment, I packaged it up, and I have not seen it since, and that's sad.
yeah. Like mine's is behind my PS3 and PS4 on the floor somewhere. 3DS. There's quite a few games coming out this year. I lost mine on Thanksgiving, but I'm trying to get a new one because
I hate the fact of the 3DS that depending on the game, if it involves too much of the touchscreen, you can damage your 3DS. That's why they make a lot of it.
Yeah,
So eventually, when your 3DS just gets screwed over, you have to get a new 3DS.
yeah. Like
It'll still be there. It's just not gonna be that great once a new one comes out.
yeah, the new model already came out already. Like
No, I mean, like if they have a newer model after the 3DS. That's it.
no, I doubt because they already have a new model out called the new 3DS, which runs games at a faster rate, and the only game that's playable on it since launch has been Xenoblade Chronicles 3DS. Like you can still run your old games on it, but Xenoblade Chronicles is the only game that's new 3DS specific.
Okay.
And you would think that there'll be games coming out for it that's, I want to say, more specific for that system. But yeah, and then finally there's PC going into 2016. In my personal opinion, it's going to get slayed. It's going to slay console this generation. In general, not just 2016, but in general.
They're already getting most of the quote unquote exclusives.
Yeah.
I mean, you run down the list and you run down the games that you can play on PC that you can't play on one or the other console. And that list is growing by exponential every day. Like Recore is another one that just recently got added to that list, and that list is gonna grow. And then we got a game like Star Citizen when that drops. Oh, holy hell! Take cover when Star Citizen drops.
Yeah.
I think that's the game where the casuals will look at that and go, I want to at least try it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that could be a game that could really entice more people to come to PC. Because that'll be an exclusive title that will never come to console, because they've already come out and said that.
Yeah.
So so that would be that one title that people would say, oh, whenever you know, PC's only about indie games, and then you just point to that indie game
Yeah.
and go, that's what it's capable of, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see.
But okay. I think we'll call it here.
All right.
So yeah, we're looking to make this podcast a weekly thing. Today is our first episode that we put together, and hopefully we can get into form by, I want to say, the fifth or sixth episode, because we're just starting things out, so we don't really know what works and what doesn't work with the group, and what topics is best for who. So,
Okay.
hopefully, we as a group will be able to work things out. But until then, this is Token. You have London and D-Fresh. Mixed Methods has left. She wasn't able to stay for the remainder of the night. But hopefully she'll be back on the next episode. But until then, we'll see everybody later. I am going to stop the stream and then switch over to the Persona layout and leave the lobby up.
All right.
Take
See ya.
care. Bye bye.
Take care.
See you guys later.